limits. Let's exceed the speed limit by just a little bit and try braking a little hard. Okay, hard braking is good. I think I have थोड़ा सामान गिर गया है. Hello guys, so today I'm going to give you not a small but a quick review of the Skoda Slavia 1.0. This is the prestige variant and this is a manual transmission. So coming from Rapid, I think I will be a good judge of where Skoda has gone better and where they have tried to cut costs and dynamically what all has changed in what is supposedly successor to the Skoda Rapid. So as you just sit in the car, you can feel that tank-like build quality of the Rapid that has been compromised a little bit in this car. And not to say that it isn't a robust build, but you do get that feeling if you come from if you have previously owned any other Skoda or Volkswagen cars. But if you compare it to the current competition, then there is nothing lacking in terms of safety or the car feeling strong that way. You just instantly feel that it's a little bit softer. The suspension is a little bit softer. It's a bit more comfortable and not that sporty, although it's the smaller engine, the 1.0 TSI. It is punchy enough, sporty enough, has more power figures than the 1.5 TDI that I usually drive and own, but it just feels slower. You know what I mean? The acceleration and all, it's there, but the grunt of the engine is what makes you feel that acceleration from the inside. You get that pushback feeling. That's a little bit lacking there, but yes, there is an option. You can get the 1.5 TSI for that if you really want that more of a punch. Other than that, it's definitely a more comfortable place to be in. Rapid is a very tight built car. The chassis, suspension, everything is a little hard. You drive it, you check it around the corners and you can feel that it's rigid. I can't say the same for this. It's built more for comfort. It is dynamically sorted. It does handle curves and turns pretty well, more for a family guy who wants a car that is comfortable and sporty, a perfect mix of both. Yeah, you get a lot more features to this day. People require wireless charging, sunroof and whatnot. I don't fancy these features. I focus more on how I feel while driving it, because I'll be driving it for years and years to come, and believe me, all these fancy gimmicky features, they get boring over time. You'll open the sunroof once or twice or thrice in a year in hot temperatures and in weather. Wherever you go in India, there is not weather good enough to open the sunroof and let the fresh air in. Maybe sometimes when it rains after a hot day. Yeah, that's it. In Rapid, I drive the DSG. Here I have driven the automatic, the AT on test drive, and this manual is very smooth. It's not as smooth as the Honda City. Honda City has a very, very smooth manual transmission. Not to say that this isn't smooth, it is pretty great, but I would prefer the Honda City manual over this manual. The one thing I don't like about it is the clutch travel is a little bit longer than you will find on any other car. So might be a little tiring for some people, but the clutch is very light. So yeah, the gearbox could have been slightly better, but I'm not complaining here. I'm just saying that it could have been slightly better. because the competition has a slicker, smoother gearbox available. But it is fun, not to say it isn't fun. I am enjoying it. These days I don't get to drive a manual that often. When I do, and see, you can see the steering. It's got great feedback and it accelerates well. So I touched 120 pretty fast. The steering feedback was good. It had a little bit of body roll. This has very minute, but body roll is there. In this kind of a scenario, what I just did in triple digit speeds, changing lanes, Rabbit is a master at that. Sorry to be overcompensating here on my own car. इसमें जो engine braking है, that is not, I don't know if it is good or not, but engine braking is a little less than the previous gen cars. Now people might wonder what exactly engine braking is. So जब आप एक्सेलरेटर से पैर हटाते हो और ब्रेक नहीं दबाते हो तो अपने आप गाड़ी कितना डिसेलरेट हो रही है, कितना धीरे हो रही है, दैट इज कॉल्ड इंजन ब्रेकिंग. अब वो मेरी रैपिड में जैसे थोड़ा ज़्यादा है, नोटिसेबल भी होता है, और इवन टियागो में भी था, एंड इन दिस कार इट इज़ अ लिटिल लेस. तो इफ आई रिमूव माई फुट फ्रॉम द एक्सेलरेटर आई एम एट 75 and I remove, it's still at 75, now 74, 73, 72. It's that speed. Now that speed of deceleration is more in the previous gen cars. On triple digit speeds, the steering weighs up very well. The feedback improves by a lot. It has become a lot stiffer. I am at 120 almost, now I'm at 110. It gets a lot more stiffer and a lot more confidence inspiring. I get that rapid feel again when I'm in triple digits. So it's a combination again, and at lower speeds it's soft, easily maneuverable. You know what I mean. And at triple digit speeds, at high speeds, it gets stiff. Gives you so much more confidence. A lot of people complain that there is a lot of vibration in the car, or maybe they think that there is a lot of vibration in the car because it's a 3-cylinder. You can definitely feel that it's a 3-cylinder engine, but there are no vibrations or harsh vibrations as such. Like right now I'm in triple digit speeds and very mellow vibrations I can feel in the steering wheel, I can feel here in the gear shifter, but it's there in every car. No car has perfect NVH. I mean, could it have been better in a 3-cylinder car? I don't think so. I don't think there can be a better job of lesser vibrations in a 3-cylinder engine. It's pretty good, and I think most of the people who comment online or give out these statements that there are a lot of vibrations, they are just either jealous or they are unbugs of some other car brand, and they don't really actually know that there are vibrations or not. So let me confirm that there are no such vibrations. One more weird thing जो मुझे लगा था, जैसे ये 2-spoke steering wheel, visually I didn't like it as much as the 3-spoke which used to come earlier. I don't know why. All of a sudden जैसे चलाते हुए, गाड़ी चलाते हुए अभी काफ़ी देर हो गई है, and you place your hand here and it just is a different feeling. It feels a little good. I don't know why. I was not expecting this, to like placing my hand in this position. Usually I drive in a very attentive position like this, but when in a relaxed position, I think this is a pretty good place to put your hand in, and it's very convenient like this. Some negatives about the car, like I really prefer physical buttons, but there aren't any. I first noticed the volume button, so you have to change volume from either here or go to the screen and do things like this to change the volume, which is kind of a hassle for me. I would have preferred physical buttons. Even the AC controls, everything is touch here, and could have been better with the buttons, because touch controls are always a distraction while driving. They will always be a distraction, because with buttons you know where they are and what they do, but for to touch the panel, I need to look away from the road and try to focus here. There is significant turbo lag. It is very significant in low gears. So for example, right now, if I go into the second gear and try to pick the car up, I have the accelerator fully pressed down, and the car as soon as it gets in turbo range, it will pick up speed. But the first 20-25 kilometers per hour, it's going to be a very slow pickup. So all in all, it's a very good car, a very good choice for anyone looking for a good sedan. अब इसमें कुछ ऐसे पॉइंट्स जो आप इसको होंडा सिटी के ऊपर क्यों कंसिडर करो या लेट्स से वर्ना के ऊपर क्यों कंसिडर करो, वो है इसका ड्राइविंग डायनामिक्स. होंडा सिटी का स्टीयरिंग फीडबैक है वो इससे बेटर है. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट फीडबैक, नॉट द एग्जैक्ट स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ द कार. No question there कि Honda City is a very stable car. The new Verna is also a very stable car. But the dynamics of it all, the ease with which I can do this you can't do in every car. You just can't with confidence. I mean, you can do it if you will try. It just doesn't inspire that much confidence as it does in this car. And I think it's more civilized compared to, let's say, come to Rapid. If I compare it to Rapid, it's more civilized, more for the city, is more easy to drive, and more people will like it because not everyone likes a car which is too rigid. It gets all the good things done there and gets all comfort features nowadays. The ORVMs close when we lock the doors. When we come back, it opens by itself, which was there in Hyundai from years, but Skoda has finally grown and they know that they need to offer these features now. And if I try once more, a slight bit of acceleration. Okay, the engine's got a good grunt, but it's a 3-cylinder, so I do miss that sound of a 4-cylinder engine. The 1.5, that it sounds too good. So this is a car which your parents will like. Definitely they'll like it, they'll love it. The comfort of it, the space, it's incredibly spacious. I think in this price segment it's one of the most spacious cars. The comfort, the suspension, I know I am used to a more rigid, hard suspension, and when this goes over bumps, I'm just amazed that a Skoda can do going over bumps so smoothly. It's nice. It's a nice feeling. I think it's a very good car.